Times finds that many graduates of community colleges and technical schools actually make a lot more money than their peers from elite schools. This news will not shock Mike Rowe, and he joins me now. Mike, great to see you. You've been vindicated. You've been vindicated.
If I had pearls, I'd be clutching them. I can't believe it.
But what's funny, Mike, you and I have obviously spoken about this very topic several times, but to see it in dollars and cents, just how it may not be worth it to go to a super expensive private university. Let me just spell it out for you. The LA Times follows this one student, Elijah Calderon, after a year-long training program at Los Angeles Trade Technical College. He was poised to earn about $105,000 annually as a power lineman. Once he becomes a journeyman in 3 to 4 years, he stands to make about $165,000 and potentially much more with overtime. They compare that to the median annual 4-year after graduation income for a Stanford University political science major, $75,000. A UC Berkeley sociology major makes about $64,000. And a UCLA history major, $47,900. I mean, those are attention-getting numbers. So your reaction?
Well, guess which one of those students doesn't have $200,000 in outstanding debt? That would be Elijah Calderon. My foundation has trained close to 2,000 people, probably 30 or 40 linemen. I don't know any who are making less than six figures, and I don't know any who are walking around with a lot of debt. Now, on the negative side, they're going up telephone poles and electricity poles and all kinds of poles, and the wind is blowing and it's hailing, and it's tough work. But it's so important to look at the stigmas and the stereotypes and the myths and the misperceptions that keep people out of these trades, and at the same time look at the unbelievably generous PR that our four-year institutions have been enjoying for years and years and years. I don't take any pleasure in seeing people finally come to the realization that there's more than one way to skin the cat, because for a lot of people it feels like it's too late. But for the next generation, the time is now. We need to take an honest look at what it costs and what you can expect to make on the other side.
There's another interesting report today. This is from CNN, and it finds that test scores for 13-year-olds in the U.S. in math and reading have been declining for the last decade. So it was exacerbated by COVID, but not solely by COVID. Do you have a theory on what's going on in grade schools?
Oh, man. Well, that's a little out of my lane, but I do think the idea that the best path for the most people is the most expensive path does begin in grade school. Now, paradoxically, we do have giant problems in reading and writing and arithmetic. It's the basics that I think are freaking people out a little bit. I don't know what to say about it. I mean, I know there's a union conversation. I know there's a funding conversation. I know there's a parental conversation. For my money, I just wish in grade school all of the options were on the table. We've talked before about the unintended consequence of getting shop class out of middle school and high school. If I had my way, that would all go back in, and it would even go in earlier, including home ec, by the way, and financial literacy, and a ton of different things that you would just put under basic survival skills and not a liberal arts degree. It has to start early. And look, great teachers are always in demand. I don't want to cast aspersions. My folks both taught public school, but I have no idea what to say about my hometown in Baltimore that was graduating virtually no students competent in math. It's horrifying.
Yeah, and there are some kids who really take to home ec and shop a lot more than math class. And so, I take your point that it's really important to give kids all of those options. Mike Rowe, as always, fantastic to see you. Mike Rowe Works is doing fantastic work, and your foundation is at it as always. So thanks so much for being here. We'll see you again soon.
At the risk of a shameless plug, $1 million in work ethic scholarships coming up in 2 months. You can apply at the website.
Fantastic. Thanks, Mike.